Plants absorb moisture from their roots in the soil, but some plants like these philodendrons, monsteras, money plant, they have these aerial roots that help them absorb water from their environment, from their surrounding. So today I'm going to share with you how you can DIY a moisture stick, or more popularly known as moist stick, at home. I would also like to thank our sponsors Betterhelp for sponsoring this video. I will talk about them in detail later. Any gardening project for me is an emotional ride. It starts mostly with a lot of enthusiasm. In between there are struggles. Sometimes it ends well and sometimes it does not end well. I realized the importance of this Monstera atsuni when I visited a nursery recently and looked at the price. Mind you, that little plant had barely 5 leaves, and here it's been growing wild. I started this plant, actually I bought it online in 2019. Then in 2020 I repotted it, added a moss stick. Last year I added this stick. It was just an experiment. I added this jute rope here, and surprisingly it has been quite liking the jute rope. So now what has happened is that it's sort of out of control. I will not talk so much about the care because I've extensively talked about the care. Probably I'll do that later in the video. But the main challenge today is, actually let's divide this challenge into 3 parts. So the first part is going to be that it's been growing all over this moss stick and the wood, so I have to separate it. The second challenge for me is to make a moss stick out of a PVC pipe. It's just an idea, I don't know how that will turn out. Safina from my team in Garden Up is going to help me with. Third task, I have begged my brother to help me because it's become quite heavy, so we'll have to move it indoors and set it up in my living room. I'm going to use gloves here because this moss stick is quite old and I don't want the fibers to be poking me in my hands. I'm kind of scared to pull it apart. Let's see. I never thought this through. I always thought of adding the moss stick, but never thought I'll have to disentangle it also.
Simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Ramona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope.
I broke it.
I look for the things I don't know.
Oh, fun fact. So I use these hair bun clips, okay? This is from my wedding. This is the best I could do with these clips. This is how the situation is. We have, I think, 5-6 trails of it coming out. I'm still amazed at how beautifully this plant grew, and I had started this with just like 4 or 3 stems. I don't know how many stems were in that pot. Over the last 6-7 years of plant parenting, I realized that these plants are much more than a decor piece for me. They are my escape from the world. Be that in the 6 long years of my PhD, or now when my body and my mind is undergoing major changes during the pregnancy. The first trimester was a little difficult for me because I had extreme nausea. And since I'm self-employed, I have a team of my own, I felt very anxious. What if my health does not do better? Because I'm responsible for those people. I am also responsible for my work, for my business. So I was really overwhelmed during that period. Now I'm somewhat doing better, I would say. The later months, everybody told me are better, but the first 4 or 5 months were very difficult because there was this constant uncertainty, and probably a lot of first-time parents feel that way because you don't know what is coming your way. But I realized that speaking to an expert who understands what you're going through and can guide you can be super helpful.
So, I would like to thank Betterhelp for sponsoring today's video. Betterhelp is an online therapy platform where you can talk to your therapist on video, voice chat, or unlimited text messaging. I guess many of us face mental health challenges in different phases or different parts of our life, and speaking to a licensed therapist can be really helpful. They offer a range of expertise depending on your needs so that you can find the right fit. All that you have to do is fill out a simple questionnaire that will help assess your needs, and they will find an expert match for you within 48 hours. If you think you might be feeling stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, you can consider trying BetterHelp. They are also offering 10% off the first month at BetterHelp. I will provide a link under this video. Fortunately, the world of plants is slightly easier, slightly simple than our world. So this goes inside the pot, this you leave empty, and we start wrapping from here.
So we had that earlier hole right inside with the moss stick, so I'm just trying to put this up. Isko nahi press karna. So just try pressing on the top. Should I get you something like wooden? This should be pretty straightforward, I believe. I'm going to roll this plant around. Doing this is kind of satisfying. I don't know why. Is it the hard work, or is it just looking at this plant which has grown beautifully? Now I'm going to secure it with the pin, but one thing I've learned is that the place I'm securing, I'll also show you a close up, it has an aerial root coming out. So the idea is that I would want this aerial root to puncture or to go through this rope, right? That's why this is that specific place I'm going to secure it. Oh, I would also like to mention here that people ask me is it okay to keep it hanging? What if we don't add a moss stick? I've sort of answered that question before, but if you want like a huge trailing plant, then the pot size matters, and then adding a moss stick also matters. If you add a moss stick, definitely you will have a bigger plant. But if you just want like a trailing plant hanging like I do for money plant, I don't keep my money plants on moss stick or such sticks. You can do that as well, but if you want something like this gigantic, then you would need a stick of some sort. Now I will not put the entire plant on this. I want some of it also hanging this way. I must share that whenever you're repotting a plant, although this was not really a repotting, but whenever you're making changes, such changes for the plant, sometimes it undergoes shock, and you would see that it starts to yellow. Today is the mark of the 10th day from the last time. There are few disappointing things that have happened here. You see this? So as I said, there is a slight chance that the plant might undergo shock. So that has happened. I'm kind of sad about it, but it's okay. I think
that trail that I had kept, the uprooted one, that seems to have dried because that entire segment has gone brown. However, there is good news as well. You see, there are new leaves, and since these new leaves look healthy and happy, there is still hope.
Now, in that case, what you generally should do is make sure that the water and the sunlight for the plant, whatever kind of light condition it needs, are provided in the right manner. I have done, in fact, a detailed video on repotting where you move the plant from one pot to another pot. So for the next few days, I kept a close eye on the watering and the lighting condition. I did get sad in between because on probably 14th day it looked very yellow, and I was like, probably I won't be able to save this plant. Why did I move it? But somewhere inside, logically, I was like, I am not doing anything wrong here. It should recover. I was hopeful and it did recover.
This is the 21-day update. And the plant looks quite healthy actually now. Do you see these new leaves coming out? Of course, reaching out for the light. These are the older ones. The tip is signifying that there was a problem, that was a watering problem, but the new growth is quite happy and healthy. So I'm very glad of how this has come out.
Now, when we're recording this video, it's been about one and a half months, and the plant seems to be doing really well in this corner. This is a project that I've been wanting to do probably for 1.5 years now. For some reason, I was never able to set it up, but finally this happened. I hope this video helps and also encourages you to try out a fun DIY project with your plants. It is, of course, it's fun, but it is also very rewarding. It is rewarding because this was a complete experiment. I had a little idea that this would work out because earlier this plant had a moss stick and a wooden stick, and on that wooden stick for about 4-5 inches I had rope around the string around it. So the roots were able to establish on that wooden stick as well. So I knew when I make it bigger it will work out, but in between there was a little bit of struggle, and then you figured it out and finally your plant is doing well. So do give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Take care.